Lambaria on the left, Giering on the right. Burn v. Jund. Now, historically, back in the days of Bloodbraid Elf, and when Burn was good in Jund was an extended deck, Burn was always kind of a foil for Jund.
Yeah, they have to have very specific points of interaction. You're able to just punch through a lot of damage very quickly. If you don't have the Tarmogoyf, the rest of your stuff is pretty Searing Blazeable, and that can be a problem.
Looks like Cole winning is going to be on the play. Joslyn on a 6 card on the draw. We'll start out with Grim Lavamancer. Just 2 copies, actually, of it in the main for Cole.
Okay.
That one's not going to get your prowess triggers. Are you hoping
Not
for a different
so
one
much.
drop?
You're looking for a Monastery Swift Spear. This is a fine card, though.
Fetch land turn 1 for Joslyn. Ideally, you don't want to fetch shock ever in this matchup, so you'll delay your 1 mana plays if you can.
Big hit. Grim Lavamancer coming across.
And no follow-up, no Eidolon, so it looks like Cole's hand's going to be mostly burned. Joslyn fetches, and Cole snaps off Lightning Bolt upstairs.
It's pretty aggressive Lightning Bolt.
That is really aggressive. You can still draw a Swift Spear.
Yeah.
Okay. Down to 15.
The hand. What could the hand be? Is it just
all Lightning Bolts?
Yeah, all Lightning Bolts. Maybe
5 of them.
Maybe some Searing Blaze.
Well, the idea here is that he wants... No, I was going to say he wants to activate Lavamancer on end step, but he attacked with it. I don't get it, Ryan.
That makes that tough. Hey, he's 6-0, so how wrong could it be?
He's got Boros Charm in his hand.
Huh.
What are we doing?
That is surprising. I'll say I'm perplexed.
That's a fetch land in play, right? He could have gotten Sacred Foundry?
As far as I know.
Made a Boros Charm? Spent his mana?
I believe that is a Wooded Foothills.
What if maybe it's another Lightning Bolt?
Could be.
We're going to double bolt?
But if it's 2 bolts, why this one now? Why this? Why any of this?
Why are we here? Why are we playing Magic? Why are we bolting? I don't know. Does any of this matter?
So putting that Wooded Foothills on the screen doesn't help me identify that card. I appreciate that you're trying to help me. The director crew, you're great guys, but that doesn't do anything for anybody.
All right. Well, Johnson's going to play a tap land. Here we go. Cole drew Eidolon. There we go. You got to get that bolt out of your hand before you draw the Eidolon and cast it.
Right. You save 2 life.
The Lavamancer are still attacking. Johnson's down to 14. Cole to 16.
And that's probably a Sacred Foundry.
That one's probably a Sacred Foundry. I agreed. There we go. Hey, there we go. We're helping out. Yes, Ryan, that is a Sacred Foundry. Good call. Eidolon, no 3rd land for Cole. And now, with a Boros Charm in our hand instead of Lightning Bolt, I'd rather... We didn't even have a 3rd land. Why don't we tap our mana? Play the card that count lands, look at mana costs.
I missed that Lightning Bolt. I don't know. I'm going to try to move on.
All right.
I'm going to try to...
He's still in a good spot.
Yeah.
Joslyn has not cast a card yet.
Right.
And Cole has a very powerful board. And she says go. This is fine for Cole.
Yeah, perhaps a Colligan's Command is the play for turn. Take care of that Eidolon. Grab a card out of hand while you're there.
Swing for 2 from Cole. He's now left back the Grim Lavamancer. That's going to start to go to work with the graveyard. And here is the Colligan's Command. So Joslyn takes 2. It's a discard. And is this a punishment that Cole played that land pre-combat? Because I kind of want to discard the land, right?
Yeah. It looks like he's actually blocking. He's making the creatures indestructible with the Boros Charm.
Ooh. Yeah, indestructible. Okay.
Now, given
and then discard Searing Blaze.
That Joslyn hasn't had any plays up until turn 3, I don't know that the Eidolon is a very meaningful piece of material.
Well, no, I'm going to defend this play because so it's almost a 4 damage spell because now the Eidolon connects for 2, and Joslyn's going to play another card, so that's 2 more. So it's going to deal 4 damage picked this way. I like it.
Yeah, even a Bloodbraid Elf comes across for something else.
Right. Fourth land for Joslyn. She'll cast Tarmogoyf, go to 8. So yes, right where the Boros Charm converted for 4 here. It did it in a strange way.
Yeah. Yeah, the Eidolon is still around. Joslyn's at 8. That is a low life total.
Cole to 13.
About to be 6, actually.
Yeah, the Grim Lavamancer means Joslyn's at basically 6. If Cole has another Boros Charm, she's dead. Right, 4 upstairs, another tap of the Lavamancer.
Yeah.
Move it on. Still think Cole's going to get it. Uses Grim Lavamancer's ability to put her down to 6. And with enough cards in hand, there's another Boros Charm he just drew.
Yep. I mean, that's just rolled up.
Yep.
Lavamancer, Boros Charm, that's 6.
Lavamancer, you're at 4. Boros Charm, you're at 0. And that'll do it. Cole Giering takes game 1.
Try not to get a warning for missing an Eidolon trigger on your way to Boros Charming. That's about the worst thing that can happen there.
Yeah. I mean, Cole just had so much extra damage there. Joslyn was on the draw, did not play anything until turn 3. That's just not going to work here.
Man, no Goblin Guide, no Swift Spear. I just have 2 bingo squares just for the burn deck. But, yeah, Cole Giering off to a 1-0 start.
So we'll take a look at the sideboards. Cole, he's up a game. We'll look at the burn sideboard. 4 Destructive Revelry, pretty solid. Normally see that. 2 Deflecting Palm, 2 Ensnaring Bridge, 2 Core Firewalker, 2 Path to Exile, 2 Searing Blood, and a Rest in Peace. You know, there's not too much I like against Jund.
No, not much of this plays. The biggest mistake that burn can make in matchup like this is over sideboarding.
Yes.
I would reach for maybe 1 or 2 cards, something that deals with Tarmogoyf.
I don't know. I mean, do you want... I was going to say I think it's a mistake to board in Path to Exile, but you might do it.
Yeah, like Path, Deflecting Palm, and Bridge, as long as you only grab 1 of them, I don't think you're messing anything up too badly. Now, if you grab all 6 of those cards, I think that is way over sideboarding.
If you draw 2 of them in a given game, you will be unhappy.
Right.
So board in maybe 2, 3 max. Mm-hmm. And I can see an argument for 0.
Yeah, I am also on board with that. There is a very strong argument for just presenting your starting 60 again.
Now, Joslyn's deck has some cards that help this matchup. So its total sideboard is 3 Fulminator Mage, 3 Nihil Spellbomb, 2 Grafdigger's Cage. But now I want to go to some ones I like here. 2 Kitchen Finks, Collective Brutality, Engineered Explosives, her own Grim Lavamancer, Hunt Master of the Fells, and Liliana, the Last Hope.
Yeah, there's quite a few excellent cards here. The Kitchen Finks are great. The Collective Brutality is about the best sideboard card there is against Burn, outside of, I suppose, Leyline of Sanctity. Hunt Master of the Fells is a very strong 4. Plays a little bit better than Bloodbraid Elf in the matchup. The Grim Lavamancer is fine, in particular when you're on the play. It's more able to check creatures, though it is a creature that is vulnerable to Searing Blaze, and a creature is a little bit slow to set up. Engineered Explosives is very similar to Grim Lavamancer in that regard. It's another fine card. I've seen players play Fulminator Mage against Burn, because you can strand Boros Charms in their hand, because they don't play basic planes. You just hit their Sacred Foundries.
I have seen it too. I'm a little skeptical.
I've seen it work. I've seen it not work.
Yep. Yeah.
Kind of goes both ways.
We'll get ready for a second game here. Now, just around the corner is the next set in Magic, which is Magic Core Set 2019. It's been a while since we've had a core set, but we have one coming out this month, and it's now available for pre-order at StarCityGames.com. Now, these will not ship until July 13th, as we can't sell it before the set comes out. But not only can we sell you boxes, we can sell you individual singles and foils. They are guaranteed by StarCityGames.com, and they can be ordered now. StarCityGames.com/previews.
A couple of pretty sweet cards in the front there. I'm intrigued by the new Tezzeret.
I like the Anti-Boggles land. Turns off their hexproof.
I like that design. I did not like Glaring Spotlight. I think that's a dumb card. But
it
putting
only
it
does
on a
that?
land,
Yeah,
putting it on a land is pretty nice.
You can't play a... Right, you can't actually play a card that only does that.
Yeah, you can't put Glaring Spotlight in your deck. That's outrageous.
Amulet. I'm going to go find this land. It's going to be my sideboard for the Boggles matchup.
Ooh.
Then I'm still going to lose because I don't really play that much removal, but I'll feel better about it. By the time you find it, you know, their Boggle will be like a 9/9 or first strike, and now it won't have hexproof, but that's...
Well, it probably has some totem armor protection at that point.
Yeah.
You can path it.
We have to register path.
That is the problem.
Turn 1, Spike You Go from Cole Giering.
Business.
Ryan, you're not going to get that prowess square or the Goblin Guide one.
Did he cut Swift Spear for this weekend? Looks like he registered for. Maybe boarded him out. I don't know.
I mean, John does play removal.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm still got the win on Fatal Push with Revolt. You know, that's
not even a tough one.
no. This is the first deck that even registers Fatal Push we've seen. She only plays 2.
Kicking myself for missing that John Rossum bingo.
It's a big one.
Ooh, stomping ground.
Okay.
Thank you, director.
Well, are you implying that expeditions are hard to identify?
I'm not implying anything. I'm just saying it. I'm saying that they are difficult to identify. Is that an overgrown tomb? Give me a picture of an overgrown tomb.
I think so. There we go.
I think that's right.
Here's what I know.
Who can tell?
It's not another stomping ground because they look different.
Correct. I identified that.
So
much as well.
it's Blood Crypt or Overgrown Tomb. Eidolon of the Great Revel for Cole. Right into a Grim Lavamancer though, and Joslyn has already fetched once. That is I don't know. It's dead to a fetch land.
Yeah. Discard spell is kind of disastrous as well.
Well, at least you get 2 damage on the discard spell.
Yeah. Yeah, dead to a fetch land is what really would cost you here.
And she'll use the discard spell, it looks like. She'll Fatal Push it. No revolt. No revolt. Then cast Tarmogoyf. That's just fine. Grim Lavamancer swings for 1. Joslyn in a much more powerful spot this game.
And that is an enchantment creature.
Enchantment creature, sorcery instant land. It's already a 5/6.
It is a large monster. Closes the game in pretty short order. On its own, 4 turns. Lavamancer plus some other help.
And you're saying, we were talking about why the differences of Jund versus Mardu, and this is the kind of game that you won't see Mardu play.
Right.
Is, surprise, I have a 5/6 on turn 3. Cole, Lava Spikes again. Joslyn down to 11. I mean, if he just can draw enough Lava Spikes, maybe he can win this race.
Yeah, hey, that's what the deck does. Doesn't ever do anything like cast Monastery Swiftspear into non-creature spells.
It's a bad card, Ryan.
Yes.
I don't know why you'd play that. Cole, fetch shocks to 13. What is the play? It's another Eidolon. There's some danger with burn here. First he's casting Eidolon just into an active Lavamancer now.
Yeah, there's cards up, yeah.
When you're behind in the race, you almost don't want to cast Eidolons because they're better for your opponent. Here, I just shoot it. Just Grim shoot it.
Frequently, you see them boarded out on the draw for that reason.
Yeah. That's what Joslyn will do. Let's shoot down the Eidolon.
Yeah. The life gain spell is relevant in the face of that Tarmogoyf, so just coming across for more damage makes a lot of sense. Also, not using a spell from your hand, that concerns some of Joslyn's life total as well.
Joslyn down to 10. Gonna fetch for a second basic here.
Like both Liliana of the Veil and Kolaghan's command at the ready.
Here's Liliana of the Veil. I think you win on if this ultimates, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Discards the Kolaghan's command. Cole discards a land. Tarmogoyf swings in for now just 4. Or is it 5? We'll see. Grim Lavamancer shrunk it. Instant. No, it's 5 again. Cole down to 11.
Yeah, it was Fatal Push land before, right? Land has been replenished. That Kolaghan's command's the instant again.
Bolt drawn by Cole. Joslyn's got a Bloodbraid Elf.
That's a good one.
Might be lethal. Liliana will discard. Now Bloodbraid Elf will cascade into another Liliana.
Oh no. That pushes her further off of the ultimate.
I don't think we're getting to the ultimate.
No, I don't think we were getting there before anyway.
Plus, we'll have Cole discard another card. Does he have any cards left?
I think he's gripping a couple.
We added Planeswalker to the graveyard. Wait, 3, 6. Oh, no, it's only 10. There's no untapped red source.
Yeah. I think that Lightning Bolt Skullcrack is Cole's hand, so he's set up to top deck Boros Charm and have that be lethal if these both go upstairs.
So in response to that Lily, he's got to just fire them both off, and yeah, he will. Okay, Joslyn down to 4. All right. Swing. Just kind of thinking, is there anything that matters here? No. Swing for 9. Cole's to 2.
Like leaving the Lava
Boros
Mancer
charm,
back.
Boros charm, Boros charm, Boros charm. Ensnaring bridge.
Well, it's just Lava Mancer.
Yeah, there's Grim Lava Mancer's in play. No, to you. Nice try.
Yeah.
For a second, you thought it might be. I thought it might be good, and then I was like, wait, no.
Yeah.
For a second, I thought she was gonna have to ultimate a Liliana to get rid of the bridge.
Not so much.
No. So Joslyn Lambaria evens things up 1 game apiece. So we head to a third deciding game. Byrne's still keeping it close despite what was a pretty good start for Joslyn.
Yeah.
And a pretty negative start for the Byrne deck. Those 2 Eidolons looked very unimpressive.
That bridge didn't look so hot either.
No, I don't care for Ensnaring Bridge too much in this matchup.
I understand the motivation. Tarmogoyf is about the biggest problem.
Yeah.
It's a problem as a blocker, too, though.
Yeah, well, you can cast burn spells. I mean, I guess if there wasn't that Grim Lava Mancer in play, the bridge may have stolen the game for Cole.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, you know that Colligan's command's not going anywhere in the sideboard games, so answering bridge is even possible.
Yeah, because she just has answers in her deck. And actually on that last turn, if I was in Cole, showing her that ensnaring bridge is probably, I actually think was a reasonable punt. Remember how she discarded a Colligan's command to Liliana of the Veil because it didn't look particularly good? I do think now that she knows there's ensnaring bridges in Cole's deck, she might play differently for the third game.
Yeah, could be more inclined to hold those commands a little more tightly.
Yeah, I mean, because she had the answer to it on the table. You know, you just do not show.
Right. Yeah, also just in a situation where she very clearly has lethal just hanging out. Lava Mancer's going to do it. Why give up information? Unless it's a bait and switch. Unless the bridges are getting boarded out now.
With both players at 6-0, the winner here will lock their spot in day 2. Likely both of them will make anyway, but the 7th win is what it takes.
Yep. Yeah, both in great position from here. I always feel bad being on the draw game 3 against Byrne because they have those hands that can just run you over. Though usually I am on the draw game 3 because that's how playing against Byrne works.
Yeah, their game 1's pretty good.
Yeah. Cole's got a tough one. Possibly one of those one-land hands. Byrne ends up keeping a lot of them, but they don't come together every time.
In this matchup, I'm inclined to still keep them.
Having a lot of spells is certainly good.
See if all right.
Swift
Both
Spear.
players have kept Swift Spear.
Monastery, Swift Spear.
Goblin Guide's okay too, right? You have that?
Kind of.
I mean, you have the square, right?
Yeah, it's in some unfortunate rows.
Okay. It is Lava Spike.
Boo! Boo, Cole Giering, boo!
He doesn't play. We haven't seen a one-mana creature from him yet. He doesn't play him. He just plays Byrne.
Should have mulliganed.
Unless his hand is all Lava Spikes. Joslyn to 17. Says go. She's got Fatal Push on the front of the hand.
Looks like Wooded Foothills, so that one only at the ready if she is willing to pay a good chunk of life.
And Cole just passes, so no creatures at all.
I believe Cole's shocked. I want to say that's that Sacred Foundry again. Who can be sure?
His
life total says
there
17.
We go. Yeah, it's Sacred Foundry.
I'm using context clues.
Yeah, he's got us. There we go.
Thank you, Director Robert.
Sacred Foundry. I feel like there's a Boros Charm here, but then again, it could just be a lightning bolt. I don't know. You never know.
Anything could happen.
Now, Boros Charm at the front of Cole's hand. He's got 4 more points ready. The hands where Byrne just plays upstairs Byrne and no creatures are just, I think those are the greatest games. It's like turn 1 Spike, turn 2 Boros Charm, turn 2, like 2 more Spikes. Just like, is this okay? Yep. This is happening. Your cards literally have, Skull Crack, like literally have one mode.
Turbo Xerox. It's just all the same.
I like Lava Spike more than Lightning Bolt in this deck. It's harder to misplay.
I like this swamp. I think that's an Onslaught swamp. I have a lot of sentimental attachments to Onslaught basics. Those were the first basics I picked up, as Legions was the new set when I started playing.
I was mentioning Joslyn has a Collector Brutality. This is one of the hardest cards for Burn to beat. She can do a single escalation, so it'll be drain for 2 and take a card from Cole's hand.
I like what's happening here. Joslyn's discarding a removal spell. You're in a situation where the Collector Brutality is already not hitting a creature. The Maelstrom Pulse is very inefficient relative to Fatal Push that is in the hand as well, so discarding the Pulse makes a ton of sense.
And his hand is Deflecting Palm, Lightning Bolt, Boros Charm. And I really don't like Deflecting Palm, and this is going to be my reason why in this matchup. Now that she knows about it, I don't think he's going to get value off it.
It was an Onslaught Swamp.
So gets Boros Charmed, then takes a Boros Charm, gains 2, Joslyn at 13, Cole at 15.
I'm just calling the land so well in this game.
Just keep it going.
Just knocking it out of the park. That's an Unstable Mountain.
Okay.
Got that one.
That's a Rift Bolt. That's not a land.
I already got my suspended card from my bingo card.
Back over to Joslyn. We will go.
We're getting to the territory where Joslyn does not really want to crack another fetch land if she can at all avoid it.
Yeah.
13 life is where 4 lightning bolts are not quite lethal.
Well, she does play a fetch land and has to go to 12. Right, so there's that Deflecting Palm, and there's one other burn spell in the hand. So she's at 6, at virtual 6, plus a Deflecting Palm. Needs
Feels
some
like
life
a
gain.
Liliana.
That is going to be a Liliana. Pluses.
That's kind of like gaining life.
Yeah, I mean, it'll get rid of what it'll help do is that Deflecting Palm is never going to convert. She's not going to attack into it until she sees Cole discard it.
Yeah.
And look at Cole. I like the discipline he has. You see, of keeping that land. You see he Lightning Bolts Joslyn to 9, then Rift Bolts to 6. Draws Eidolon of the Great Revel. He casts it. Now, Joslyn's going to be really happy with that. She can just -2 the Liliana.
Yep. Pretty easy to deal with.
No, it's not like Cole's last card's Deflecting Palm. Both players know.
Yep.
She's not going to attack into him until that Deflecting Palm's gone.
Right.
That's just not a thing.
Scavenging Ooze, pretty good pickup. That'll get Joslyn back outside of the 6 life territory.
Right. So he says go. She pluses the Lily. She's not going to attack. Cole will discard a mountain. She'll discard a land. Raging Ravine. And I like this main phase gaining life. That's playing really well around a possible top deck Skullcrack.
Yep. And, I don't believe there are any other creatures in graveyards. That Eidolon was the first one. This game started on Lava Spike.
And it was. She'll just pass, though. Skullcrack was drawn.
Ooh.
Nice. So a big reward for Joslyn there.
Yeah, well played. Lined up really nicely for her. And on the following turn, you can expect that Skullcrack will happen in response to Liliana. Cole will then discard a Deflecting Palm.
Yeah, here's a plus from Liliana. Cole's thinking about this. Is he thinking about keeping the palm?
You want to entertain the alternative line, and it gains you some life, but that's really not what the game is about.
If you hold the palm, she's never going to attack. But, yeah, he discards palm. There's no point.
Right.
Eventually you're going to draw a card you want, and then this will happen.
It makes sense to think about it, but you're right. I am fully on board with discarding palm. I believe that is just the correct play.
Joslyn, now what she has to decide is, do you activate Raging Ravine here? If you do, it's 7 damage this turn, 8 damage next turn. It is 2-turn clock.
You would have to have a really nice spell in your hand to get away from this line.
Yeah, and she'll swing for 7. Cole will drop to 8.
The stuff that wins the game is Boros Charm plus 3 mana burn spell, right? Goblin Guide, Swiftspear, they don't really fit into that equation in a way that your play really impacts how they line up.
Joslyn down to 4. 2 lands in play. One of them makes white mana. Do we get a Boros Charm? Goblin Guide. But he has to leave it back as a blocker. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, Liliana's
has got it. And she sees it. -2. Takes care of Goblin Guide. Activate. Here's a swing for 8. Joslyn Lambaria. 7-0. Takes both sideboarded games against Burn. And she is on to day 2.
Yeah, good navigation there. I don't know what was in Cole's sideboard, but you did see there some disappointing sideboard cards, and